Well, it's been a good racetrack for us, but obviously, you still have it's either been really good or you have something happen that gives you a bad day. So you just have to take it one lap at a time and try to be precise about your plan as to what you're going to do during the race, and when you have a gut feeling that something's going to happen, you have to do what you think is right to preserve your car and do the things to keep yourself around to the end of the race. So it's kind of a guessing game, but all in all, it's been a good place for us.
All right, we'll take questions now. We'll start with Reed. We'll go to Ed, and then over to Mike. If we can get, we've got a wireless mic, couple in the room. State your name and who you're with, please. Go ahead.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. Kevin, you've been first, second, and fifth, I think, in the last three starts here. The two Roush guys that are around you in the standings don't have as good a record at Talladega as you do. Do you view this as an opportunity to perhaps separate yourself from those guys and make a statement for the chase?
I mean, I think anybody has that opportunity this week. I think, I think anybody can have a good week. I remember the 99 and the 16 being alongside my door at the finish to the last race. So, it's kind of a crapshoot, and you have to, do everything you can control and do what you think is best for yourself and your car, and try not to make any mistakes on pit road, and just have a good plan. So hopefully we've got all that going for us this week and see how it plays out.
Let's go with Ed, and then we'll go to Mike, and then to Claire. Go ahead.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com, to kind of press the issue, especially about Carl, considering that 3 years ago, you talked about good days, bad days. He had a disastrous day here 3 years ago, and y'all had kind of ramifications that ensued from it. Based on what you've done here and what he's done here, don't you just like good, bad, you never know, but don't you just like your chances and your odds better to come out of this thing ahead than you do Carl's?
That's a good question. I don't think any of the previous stats matter at any racetrack. I think I think we're all capable of winning at any particular racetrack. Yeah, we've had success here, and but like I say, in the last race here, he had a good day and did what he had to do. So we're not worried about anybody else. We're worried about ourselves and don't care what anybody else's record is or whether it's good or bad. We just want to control what we can control and not draw anything else around us to pull us down, or we don't need motivation. We have enough motivation sitting on the shelf in Las Vegas with that trophy. That's our motivation. We don't need stats. We don't need people. We don't care about the people around us right now.
Let's go with Mike, Claire, and then Monty.
Mike Muller. Now, can you talk about the closing rate here? I know NASCAR has changed the rules a little bit, and I think that would accentuate the closing rate when you have to shift spots. Can you talk about that and what that is? If you're the lead driver coming up on a bunch that's changing spots, and if you're the trailing driver that's blindly coming up on guys changing spots.
Yeah, that does become really the hardest part of the way that the racing is now is on the restarts and things like that, and when they're bunched up, and that first initial switch when there's a lot of cars around is kind of when things get hairy, and you're that pack catching. You got to have a lot of faith in the guy in front of you. I feel like myself and Paul have been through a lot of situations that will be better this time than we were last time. So you just kind of depends on how late in the race is in the race as to how many chances that you take, or being the guy in the the pusher. You're just committed. You hold it wide open and you hope to feel the guy in front of you. If he starts to drag the brake, then you feel like there's something coming and you need to be ready. So it's just a lot of it is just off of feel. It's definitely not off of sight.